As you play, decide whether to follow your thrill-seeking friend or heed the red flags as you encounter scenarios inspired by real life.
Our map walkthrough today is of Bad Connection, a Minecraft education map part of the CyberSafe series, where the goal is to learn about safe connections online. It comes with an educator guide, offline scenarios, and a sample letter to parents. All great resources. This map is part of the CyberSafe series. You can find it in computer science under the CyberSafe section, and it's called Bad Connection. Just click Create World when you are ready. There are 6 learning objectives. The goal is essentially to recognize different types of online interactions through a series of questions and interactions with online players who are played by different made-up characters in this series. You start off in your school. You go through a series of quick refreshers for students that have never played Minecraft, just moving the mouse, walking with WASD. You're introduced to your friends who are playing Lunar Smash with you. It's Renee, Charlie, the voice of reason in the series, and Dale, who makes some rash decisions. You choose to talk to your friend Renee, and you're introduced to the game that is the focus, Lunar Smash, an online game that you play with your friends on the weekend. You actually get to play it in game. You are defending your base from these robots using your space laser, and then you have to collect a series of parts to repair your ship. A pretty straightforward game, but it acts as the catalyst for other interactions with characters in the game. A lot of your interactions occur on your laptop. You're doing a lot of right-clicking to interact with different chats, messages, images throughout the game. After you're done with the school, you're teleported to your home. This is where all the action happens over the weekend. You're with your friends, you're playing Lunar Smash, and you are going to be introduced to the game. The first interaction here is when Dale brings on his friend Strayer. Strayer is an online friend that Dale has known for a couple weeks, and he is asking for a lot of personal information from you. The game prompts you to think about why he's asking you these questions, and you always have 2 options usually: to give him the information he's asking for, or sort of sidestep the question, and the game changes based on the decisions you make. Additionally, the first time you play Lunar Smash, there's this random that joins your lobby, and you can report them using the report tool located in the 9th hotbar slot. You report them for a reason. Their name is Elite, and then it will remove them from the game. Just a slightly different scenario. The second day, Sunday, that you're playing Lunar Smash, Dale and Strayer bring on a few other people from a supposedly alternate school in the area. These are toxic individuals, and it goes over some stereotypes towards females or girls in gaming. Dale is making some not so nice jokes about these individuals, and Charlie is defending them, especially because your friend Renee is also a girl in gaming. You have the option to kick your friend Dale if you want, but you don't have to. So this is a decision here you get to make, and depending on the decision you make, there are different outcomes. If you do choose to report them, you can report Dale, your friend, for harassment or bullying or anything else, and they're kicked from the game, and they're obviously upset by it. But I think this is reflective of real life situations with your friends sometimes. After the sessions of Lunar Smash, you get added to different chat and get DMs from Strayer, who's asking for more personal information. Charlie is the voice of reason here, and he lets you know that the group chat you've been added to has some pretty weird stuff that you can look at by scrolling up into the group chat. So you have to make a decision about what you do. You can share information with them related to your address, or you can choose to block and leave the server. That is the smart choice, obviously. But you do have the option to share information, and depending on what you do here, there are 2 different outcome scenarios. The final situation is when Strayer stops by the school you attend. He supposedly has t-shirts for you. Depending on if you've given him your address information, you will be involved in it. Otherwise, it's just your friend Renee who's given a lot of personal information and wants you to meet up with Strayer as well. So in the classroom, you have a decision to make. In this scenario here, I talk to Charlie, who was a voice of reason throughout, and together you go to the professor, your teacher, and they talk to the principal, and the situation is thankfully resolved before it is too late, and it works out well in the end. But this is the risk of online interactions with others. Alternatively, I also did a playthrough where I gave all the wrong answers. I gave all my personal information, and you are in the same situation as Renee. Strayer sends you some threatening messages. He doesn't want you to tell your parents. He wants you to meet up with him, not let anybody else know. So the same situation as Renee. So in this case, you could talk to Renee and you go together to meet Strayer. But again, this is not the outcome you want. So it is a possible outcome in bad connections to show the dangers of online interactions, but it talks you through the situation and it allows you to play the whole game again and make better decisions. So if this is something your students are choosing, this would be a good chance to talk about why they are making these decisions and what is wrong about those decisions that they're making, and make better decisions the second time they play through. Overall, I actually enjoyed playing through this Bad Connections CyberSafe Minecraft education map. It was well made. The interactions are realistic, especially with students these days who might be on Roblox or other online game services. It's not over the top. It is realistic to what might actually happen on online game servers, and it teaches the correct way to interact with strangers or not interact at all with strangers on the internet. And it teaches the importance of talking to a parent or adult that students trust, even if things seem dire, making sure that they do have a trusted adult in their life who they can talk to about these situations always. As a teacher, there are a lot of resources on the website that you can use after. There's also lesson plans, detailed guides throughout, so definitely check that out if you're planning to use this in the classroom. If you found this content helpful, just leave me a like and subscribe, and we will go through walkthroughs of other Minecraft education maps in the future. It's always a good idea to look at the map and be familiar with it before you play so that you and your students have a positive time with these maps.